Okay, for this chapter, okay, we are going to learn a few things, okay, which is the first one. We will look into domestic growth and expansion strategy, okay, which type of strategy that is most suitable to your organization or to your firm. And then discussing the nature of franchising, okay, this is another opportunity, okay, that can be explored by the servicing organization. And then differentiating between the three generic international strategy, okay, looking at the also factors to be considered in planning transnational operation. Okay, some of the factors may affect your current operation. And then the 5 C's, okay, that is must balance in borderless world. Okay, looking at the current accessibility, yeah, of customer towards the firm itself, okay, and also towards the current trend offered or innovation offered by the company. So with the borderless world, okay, all information is accessible, okay, easy and accessible. And then identify and differentiate, okay, 5 global service strategy. So looking at the domestic growth and expansion strategy, okay, you may find that why you need to expand your business in other country, or maybe you want to expand maybe in different states depending on the needs of the current operation. So basically, okay, it will drive from the customer demand, increasing customer demand. Sometimes when you look at a certain area, okay, you would require that your service in that particular area. Okay, for example, like banks, you can see that most area that having high population, okay, they will and maybe the clientele of the bank itself at that particular area is a lot of customer, okay, so they would consider to go for opening a new network in that particular area. And then we're also looking at market potential, okay, whether that particular market is able to give more market share, and at the same time, okay, you are trying to look at some of the opportunity that you can explore. And then at the same time, you can also by having the growth and expansion, okay, it will protect service from competitor. Okay, so you will be penetrating that particular area from your competitors. So if your competitors plan to open in that particular area, you already there. Okay, you already there to support the needs of that particular area, customer from that particular area. So looking at this, the multi-site and multi-service expansion strategies. Okay, we have two on the left side. Okay, the two quadrant, which is single location and multi-site. And then on the top of the figure, we have on the left single service, and also on the right side is multi-service. So focus service, okay, focus service basically single location and also single service. So you have to read both single service, single location, that goes into the focus service quadrant. Okay, single location with initial service concept. Basically, you are offering only one service concept that you offer to your customer. Okay, demand it is in a particular area. Okay, you can offer your service in that particular area. Maybe in that area require or need one dentistry to be there, dental practice. Maybe you can open a retail store or family restaurant. So basically, when we look at a retail store, okay, we focus. It will be focused towards the needs at the current population. Okay, sometimes, for example, in Kuantan itself, for example, we have a lot of players. Like we have Jaya Grocer, we have Tesco, Aeon Big, and then we have also Tunas Manja. Okay, Pantai Selamat, so different retail store, they have different target market. Okay, so when you look at the Jaya Grocer or maybe Cold Storage, their target market is at the high end customer. Okay, means that those that maybe average salary is higher. Okay, and then looking at Pantai Selamat, and also Nirwana or Engkong, okay, their target market is average and below. Yeah, so you focus on the service that you want to provide to that particular area. So when you have that chain, okay, so the customer will understand that, okay, this is the service that you offer to the customer. The risk that you will be facing is that sometimes it is vulnerable only to that location, to that area. If anything happen to that area, okay, it will be affected. You will be also affected in that particular area. Okay, some of the example, maybe you have a monsoon season. For example, like monsoon season, okay, whether the area is flooded or not. Okay, the risk is in that particular area. But at the same time, okay, it is easy to control. Okay, because you only focus only one service. Okay, when we look at the focus network, okay, the second quadrant at the bottom, okay, multi-site, single service, but it is a focus network. So basically, in this multi-site single service, the firm is readily accessible to customer. Okay, so the customer can access to your company, okay, to your firm, okay, based on the significant growth of your firm in that particular site. Okay, for example, like franchising, we have McDonald's. So in Kuantan itself, we have in Pekan, we have in Kuantan. Kuantan we have several. Okay, and then we have in Teluk Cempedak. So actually, it is accessible to customer. Okay, readily accessible to customer. But you have multiple site to support the needs of your customer. Demand coming from your customer. So when we look at franchising business, okay, it is much more easier in terms of maintaining because the maintaining control, it is throughout the franchising supply chain, and it ensure, okay, consistency, okay, of service across all location. Okay, so it is important, okay, for you, for the franchisee, to follow the franchisor agreement and also the SOP. And then we have also FedEx. Okay, FedEx example. This is related to the network. Maybe they have like an office, satellite office in different location. Okay, so that because they need to have that office because it help them, enable them to provide service to function. Means that in terms of the delivery service of FedEx. So that's why we can see that some area covered. Now we can see that JNT. Okay, most of the areas in Kuantan or maybe outside Kuantan, we can see that a lot of network, JNT network, all around Malaysia. So that help, okay, JNT to perform well, enable to deliver the best service to the customer. Okay, when it goes into the franchising, for example, okay, it require different management skill. Okay, and then definitely, you need to have your training, operation manual. You can also have the marketing conducted at your site. And then it is attractive, okay, because it enable the company to attract, to reach out to the mass market. And you also carrying the brand name, which is being recognized by your customers. Okay, and then we have cluster service. Okay, cluster service, we have multi-service and a single location. Okay, this is fixed facility. Okay, diversifying the service offer. Okay, For example, like university, university maybe from college, expanded to university, and they come up with a lot of programs. They expand and creating the demand of programs in the university itself. Okay, and then maybe some insurance company, this is example in from overseas, but in Malaysia itself, you can see that some company diversified their services, like for example USA automobile. Okay, basically this is insurance to military, military vehicle, but now expanded to banking, and also mutual fund. So you created multi-service to your customer. So the risk is there. Okay, you may find that the potential of loss of focus and neglect core service, neglecting the core service that you are focusing, maybe insurance. Okay, so this is some of the risks that you may encounter. And you have multi-service and multi-site. Okay, you diversified your network. Okay, so basically this you can grow through the acquisition. Okay, maybe you have you bought over a company, or maybe you can have merger with other company. Okay, to offer your service in other country. So you can have multiple service, and also can be done at various sites. Okay, so you can choose which one is suitable, okay, to your organization, okay, and to which strategy, okay, that you want to adopt according to the population of your customer, and the accessible of your customer to your firm. Okay, franchising. So just now is just a very general information about franchising. So now we want to look a little bit detail. How does franchisee benefits the company? And then when we look at franchisee, franchise basically it allows firm to expand rapidly with minimal capacity requirement, because all that has been prepared by the franchisor. Okay, so when we look at the benefits, okay, these are the benefits that listed. So the first one is management training. Okay, basically before you can engage with that particular franchise, okay, you will be going for extensive training. Okay, extensive training focus with an objective. The first one, okay, franchisee become prepared to operate business profitability. Definitely, when you open up a business, okay, franchise business or any business, okay, you will be focusing on business profitability. So this is one way for the franchisor to train, maybe the outlet manager, potential outlet manager, okay, to be to understand, okay, how they can generate more profit according to the training that they provided, the outline or the guideline that they provided. And then second one is the procedure itself. Okay, so when they have all this procedure outline in the standard operating procedure, okay, it is basically guaranteed the consistency across unit. Okay, so when you go to, for example, like when you go to McDonald's, when you order maybe McFlurry, for example, okay, so you can see that there's a consistency. Okay, if you go to you go to Teluk Cempedak, okay, you buy that the same food or the same ice cream, you can have the same one in either outlet, because they have a standard operating procedures for each food and beverage that they produce to their customer. So you can see that the consistency is there. Okay, however, okay, it could be some variance of service, maybe in terms of the competency of the staff itself can be influenced by the inconsistency or some changes or differentiation. And then brand name, okay, it is established, okay, and well recognized. So if let's say you go to certain franchise companies, you know that the brand is there, okay, and customer definitely know the standard quality of your services. And then national advertising, okay, some of the franchising costs contribute for national advertising. So the advertisement, okay, goes into cover Malaysia nationally. Okay, so some of the portion of the advertising cost will be embedded in the agreement itself. Okay, so you have to pay certain amount so that you can enjoy, you can write on the national advertising. And then acquisition of proven business. Okay, definitely, yeah, you want to minimize or you want to avoid the high rate of failure. Okay, so you can choose right, selecting appropriate site, and you can conduct some study before you can open up that particular franchise business. Okay, so uh, it is a proven business. Okay, so that you have all the guidelines, you have all the SOPs, you have the procedures that could facilitate your business and easier for you to manage. And last but not least, okay, economies of scale. Okay, centralized purchasing and saving on cost of materials and equipment, because basically when you do ordering, okay, the ordering coming from as you order in bulk, okay, and also produce in bulk by the franchisor. So you can enjoy economies of scale, and it will be at a cheaper price compared to if let's say you purchase on your own. Okay. At the same time, okay, we have also issues. Okay, issues coming from the franchisor itself. Okay, sometimes the franchisee autonomy. Yeah, as a franchisee, sometimes your autonomy is limited. Okay, because franchisor really taking care on the quality. Okay, quality and standard of the service delivery. So sometimes, if you fail to follow if you fail to follow a certain instruction, okay, or you fail to follow certain procedures, okay, it will affect the entire service delivery, and also the image of that particular franchise. Okay, so sometimes some of the things that the franchisee has to follow, okay, for example, like inspection, okay, day-to-day operating procedures and so on. So depending on the how good, okay, the franchisee able to follow. And then franchise contract. So franchise contract, sometimes if let's say you want to discontinue the business, okay, so resale value, okay, of the franchisor, between franchisor and franchisee, sometimes does not really focus, not really given attention to the franchisee. Okay, focus more towards the franchisor, right? Because definitely they want more profit. If let's say the resale value, and then they will try to minimize cost on their side. And we have also conflict resolution. Okay, if let's say in terms of fees and profit, okay, whether you are satisfied or not, okay, with the distribution. Okay, if let's say the restaurant or maybe the outlet needs to be upgraded, okay, whether the cost is being shared by the franchisor and franchisee or not. Okay, so sometimes we have also issue going into saturating single market. Maybe the market is not suitable for that particular franchise, and turn up, okay, it's not doing well. So these are some of the franchising issue that could happen to different franchisee. Okay, but again, franchising is a good business. Okay, if let's say you have an amount of money you want to invest, okay, maybe you can think of opening up a franchise business, because everything is well taken care in terms of the quality of the service delivery, and then quality of the product and so on. Okay, and if let's say you want to resell, okay, resell also you still will gain certain amount of money, okay, rather than you lost totally 100% loss, loss of the business. So that's why some of the entrepreneur, okay, they invested into franchise business. Okay, it is a good opportunity that you can explore. Okay, this is the just sharing with you gross domestic product. Okay, PPP is the purchasing power parity. Okay, PPP explains the differences in wages and prices among countries. So you can look at some of the highest GDP. Okay, this is a bit outdated. Okay, coming from the tax itself. I think now GDP in China maybe more than US compared to US in 2014. They already overtook the US. So other countries like Asia, okay, we have India, okay, and then Japan, Indonesia. So still considered that there's a demand coming from customer. And then next we go into generic international strategy. But before we go to this slide, okay, do you have any question you would like to ask? It's okay, everyone?
Okay, Doktor.
Doktor, line okay kan?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay, alright. Semua quiet je kan, saya risau lah. Okay. And then
Ready.
generic international strategies. So as you can see here, okay, we have 4 strategies that maybe the company, the servicing company can adopt. Okay, so we have on the left side, okay, force toward global integration. Okay, and at the bottom side, okay, we have force toward local responsiveness. Okay, so global and local. Okay, we have high and low, and here low and high. So for the global strategy, okay, this is considered the global integration is high, and local responsiveness is low because you are going outside of the countries, and you are going big. Okay, so basically global strategy is one large market that can be approached in a homogeneous way. Okay, so it's still integrated across country. Example given, okay, example like Citibank, okay, and maybe IKEA. Okay, they have a lot of outlets overseas, okay, that focus on the needs of that particular country. Okay, they don't really look into the responsiveness coming from the local side. And then we have transnational strategy. Okay, transnational strategy. Okay, we have the force towards local responsiveness is high. Okay, and also force toward global integration also high. So transnational, okay, basically they leveraging the certain company assets as for example like research and specialized expertise towards the local responsiveness means that the local people. So for example like Toys R Us, okay, so Toys R Us basically they give a local manager to address local toy tastes but within a specific store layout. So if let's say you have some time, okay, you go to Toys R Us in ECM, so you can see quite a number of local games inside Toys R Us itself. So actually it gives address specific local toy taste, okay, for the customer. Okay, not only looking at the other products coming from overseas. Okay, and then multi-domestic strategy. Okay, it is autonomous unit. Okay, serving needs in the local country. They are staffed and managed by local national. So looking at here, okay, force toward local responsiveness is high, and the force towards global integration is low. So here they focus more, they working in the local country, okay, but the staff working in that particular firm is coming from the local national, means that the home country itself. Okay, so example given here is McGraw Hill. they have their outlet in their network branch in Singapore. Okay, so all the textbook that supplied to Malaysia is coming from Singapore. Okay, that is their main office. But the person dealing in that particular office is coming from overseas. So they are stationed at that particular country, okay, to support the needs of that particular local country. Okay, so next, no international strategy, you don't opt any of the force toward local responsiveness and also global integration. So you can choose, okay, which one is suitable for your firm or for your organization. And then the nature of borderless world, okay. So we have the 5 C's, customers, competitors, company, currency, and country. Okay, so in order for the servicing organization to be more competitive and interlinked with world economy, okay, you must balance these 5 C's. Okay, the first one is customer. Okay, definitely customer looking at now information has empowered customer and stimulated competition because customer definitely will search in terms of quality, price, design, value, and then personal appeal and availability of information about that particular product or service. So due to that, okay, you can look at some of the companies, for example, like mobile phone, handphone, Samsung, and then we have Oppo. They you can see that they are competing to give the best product or services to their customer. Okay, so that's why you can see that now, okay, customer is more educated and for them, okay, much more easier to find information. Like last time, you have to go to the store itself to get information about the product or services. Okay, but now you can browse through the internet, okay, to look at maybe the review of the services or product. Okay, so as easy as that. Looking at competitors, okay, competitors basically you will be serving a wide range of customer, and due to that, okay, it lead into rapid technology dispersion. Means that you will find that with the new demand coming from the customer, okay, you will engage to new technology. Okay, just to ensure, okay, you are not staying proprietary, okay, but you serve larger and bigger market. And then company, okay, last time, okay, when the company the operation of the company move from variable cost to fixed cost environment, because variable cost you will try to manage and convert into fixed cost. Okay, the variable cost basically will increase the operation cost of the organization. Okay, so you try to go into fixed cost environment, therefore it will help to boost profit. Okay, and you can also do that, okay, by reducing materials, okay, some of the materials that you provide to your customer, okay, and then try to increase sales by covering the fixed cost only, not the variable cost. So you can convert that into fixed cost, then you can enjoy a higher profit. And coming into currency, okay, as you know that nowadays the fluctuating of currency exchange. So you can see that some of the companies, okay, they employed international company to do hedging and then provide options, maybe stock options, just to help them to become more currency neutral. So if let's say anything happen, okay, they still survive with that particular currency. Yeah, so the ringgit, I think last time when the ringgit fall, so a lot of effects coming to most of the companies that dealing in USD, okay, USD to MYR. So by having that issues, okay, company has to be more creative okay, in managing the currency exchange. And then last but not least, okay, country, okay, deprive competitor of home market. So sometimes having your firm in other countries or other region, okay, it gives you strategic benefits. So sometimes when you say, for example, you have business, your firm in Singapore and maybe your firm in Indonesia, and then maybe in Indonesia there's economic downturn, okay, but Singapore is doing well, so it can be it help, okay, to offset the profit with other country. So you can position your firm in different countries so that you can help to support and back up if anything happen in that particular country. Okay, and then we have cultural transferability. Okay, cultural transferability, basically we are talking about global standardization. You want to balance the global standardization with local customization. Okay, global versus local. So now we have one term. I'm not sure whether it is registered or not. Global and local. Okay, so cultural transferability. For example, like for Muslim faith. Okay, does not allow charges on loans, for example. Okay, so you have to adapt accordingly. So you have to understand the offering of your services or product. It has to be your services. It has to be according to the cultural in that particular country. And then in labor market norms, okay, this is more towards understanding the market itself. Okay, looking at the people, employees that are going to work with you. Okay, we have the first one, power distance index. Okay, power PDI. Okay, if this is focusing more on equality and inequality of power and wealth. So if let's say you are in the country with high power distance index, okay, so you can see that inequality of power and wealth. If rich, okay, really rich people and poor, very poor people. And if let's say your country that you choose having low PDI, okay, so they don't really emphasize, they de-emphasize inequality of power and wealth. So you have no problem in setting up any business if the power distance index is low. Individualism, okay, this is focused more to individual achievement. Okay, like for example in US, if let's say high, okay, they focus more on individual achievement. Okay, and then they don't really close to one another. Lose relationship because they are competing with one another. Okay, but if the country that you are choosing, okay, having low individualism, okay, it is more collectivist and having close relationship. Okay, and then next we have masculinity. Okay, this is basically a role model of male achievement. Okay, achievement, control, and also power. Okay, if high, okay, if in that particular country is high, okay, so it will be high degree of gender differentiation. Okay, if low, okay, low differentiation and also discrimination. Okay, and then we have uncertainty avoidance index, okay, UAI. So as for UAI, the level of tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity within society. Okay, if high, okay, so it describes the low tolerance of uncertainty and ambiguity. Okay, and if low, okay, less concern about ambiguity and uncertainty. So you are open to various options. Okay, so we have different country having different UAI. Long-term orientation. Okay, long-term orientation focus on degree of society embraces. Okay, whether you embrace or does not embrace. Okay, long-term devotion to traditional. Okay, if high long-term orientation, okay, it values long-term commitment and respect for tradition. Okay, if let's say low LTO, okay, does not reinforce the concept of long term. They don't really appreciate. Okay, so you have to look if let's say you are going to planning to go into transnational operation, okay, you have to choose the country that which one that most suited to your business. Okay, if let's say you require teamwork, maybe you cannot go to countries that have very high individualism. Okay, and then maybe countries that does not practice gender discrimination. Okay, so you have to really go to the country that having low masculinity. Okay, and then host government policy. Okay, this is another thing that you have to look into. Okay, which is restricting. Sometimes the host government policy restricting your growth of your current operation, or maybe service globalization. For example, like if you have your business in Malaysia, okay, you have to focus more giving opportunity. Okay, focus for example to local shippers or suppliers. Okay, and then maybe the tax itself, okay, will have some impact to your business. So you have to study. Sometimes this is one of the main reason, okay, why you invest in that particular country. Because maybe the tax is lower. Okay, and then maybe you can enjoy a lot of incentive. Okay, these are some of the perks, okay, that you need to understand, okay, and you need to really select to which country that you want to invest. Okay. Okay, this is the international elements of the strategic service vision. So looking at the service delivery system, operating strategy, service concept, and target market segment. So maybe we can pick one or two example. Maybe in terms of availability of technology, okay, infrastructure and utility service. Okay, and then maybe you can okay, go into selecting the appropriate, okay, managerial practice in terms of the operating strategy, okay, whether participative or autocratic, okay, in that particular country. And then the service concept, okay, what are customer expectation, okay, perception of value, and maybe service ethic you have to look into. And the target market segment, okay, what are the target market segment, domestic, multinational, or tourist. So you have to really focus actually when it comes to the real operation, okay, the service delivery system that you want to offer to your customer has to be linked to operating strategy, service concept, and also target market segment. Okay, cannot be only solely focusing on operating, not looking at the other angle. And then maybe in terms of the interaction with suppliers, okay, maybe you are looking at the host government policies, and then what are the uses of the patterns, and then looking at the demographic, language, and so on. Okay, so this is some of the things that could influence your operation in other country. And due to that, okay, you can also consider in selecting a global service strategy. So here we have basically several strategy that can be used, okay, which is multi-country expansion, okay, importing customer, following your customer service, offshoring, beating the clock. Okay, so I will explain first what is focus on multi-country, importing customer, okay, and so on. Okay, then I will give you 5 minutes, okay, 5 minutes for you to give me example, okay, maybe in multi-country, what would be the example of the company, okay, and then importing customer strategy, okay, what would be the example of the company, and the remaining three global service strategy. So the first one, okay, multi-country expansion. Okay, so this is more towards franchising business. Okay, you are doing cookie cutter, they call it cookie cutter. Okay, cloning the service rapidly in multiple location. So you can find, you can share with me example of the company. And then coming into importing customer, okay, customer must be willing to travel. Okay, travel long distance and stay for an extended time or telecommunication. Okay, the customer comes to you. Okay, That is the importing customer. And then next, following your customer, okay, following your customer, you follow your corporate client to overseas, okay. So this is maybe it is a big client, so you have to follow, or maybe you want to serve the corporate client in that particular country. And then service offshoring, okay, you outsource the your service, outsourcing a service from your current country, okay, your current country to come over to that particular foreign location. So you are using the current resources that you have in the home country. And beating the clock, okay, beating the clock means that you gain competitive advantage, okay, through the clock and domestic time zone. Okay, sometimes you can play around with the hour difference of the time zone. Okay, so from there maybe in terms of logistic and so on, so you can take that as part of your competitive advantage. Okay, so out of all these 5 strategy, okay, maybe I will just maybe you can just prepare, okay, some of the example. So I will pick the name, okay, pick name, and maybe you can just share the example. Is it okay?
We try.
Okay, try. Okay, so 5 minutes. Okay,
Doktor, beating the clock ni saya tertinggal sikit.
Oh, okay, beating the clock. Okay, you take
Dia service offshore ni pelik.
service offshoring. Okay, service offshoring. You take you outsource the service from your home country, okay, to the foreign location. For example, like your office, your foreign location is in, for example, in Indonesia. Okay, tapi the services that you offshore is the services coming from Malaysia. Okay, so basically maybe you will use maybe some of the services, maybe in terms of marketing or anything, any of the services, it will help facilitate your at the foreign location. Okay, so you outsource the provider from the home country. Okay, alright. So we take break. We come back at 9:10. So after that, maybe some of you can share some of the example of the company. I think some of your companies, I mean that the companies that you're working, maybe having some of this global service strategy. Okay.